Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Deco Graphic Design Training. I believe we're doing great today. It's your boy Deco Graphic. Today, I'm going to teach you how to create a 3D logo on your Android smartphone using your PixelLab. And I'm teaching you step by step how you can present this logo on a mockup using your photo P. Kindly sit down, relax, and watch from beginning because I'm going to show you how to get a logo. Get a mockup, download it. I will teach you how to extract this mockup, and I will teach you how you can present this particular mockup. Your logo of any choice, how you can present it on markup using photo P to see the suitable result. So without wasting much of our time, let's get started. So after determining my size, this is a square size. I will head back to my gallery sharply. Then after that, I will position this here. After I'm able to do that, or just scrub this a little bit, position it around here could be the best. Then after that, use your relative position to centralize it well. When you are able to do that, the next thing I want to do, I want to use a texture to make it this particular stuff to make it okay. So let's start by using this particular one. So in doing so, what do I need to do? Let me rotate this, then position it here. And when you look at it, give me perfect result that I want. Then when that has been done, then the next thing I need to do is to go to the shape, crop that shape, and you turn the opacity to 0. Then let your stroke carry whatever mark you want it to carry. So let's take for instance let's say mine is 15. And then I'm going to position this around here. If possible, I will still reduce the size. So let's say something like 10. Okay, after that, position it to the center, and you should be able to shift this as well. Okay, good. So the next thing I need to do is to apply a little color into this. So let's say I apply something like deep into this. Then after that, go back to your shape, to the gallery, bring in the element you want to use. So that should be around here. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So the next thing we need to do to make this one work, okay, so I'm going to change the color, the inner color. Let me change it to something like red, then make it to be more obvious. So when you look at that red, whether it will work, but to make everything work well, what do I need to do? So I need to divide this into two. So make sure that you lock the two stuff, and then copy. When you copy, although before you copy, just tap on this and use your mask to cut it out. And how do we do that? Just make sure that you drag. It's open already, but we need to paste something here. When you paste this one here, then we should be able to, so take it for instance, we'll position that one here. Okay, and let this one come here. So we're going to cut it without affecting anything. Okay, so let this one come here. Okay, cool. Okay, very good. So the next thing we need to do is to just cut it out. So when you cut it out, we are going to give it different color. So take it for instance, this one we get this color. So when we're able to attach or give that one this, then we're going to copy. So when you copy, go to the mask and you click out. So now you can actually position everything here. So in position that, what next do we need to do? Change the color to color red, and I think this is able to go along with that. So the next thing we can do, change the color, and this is somehow obvious. So, or better still, we can just go into texture. Then we have apply the texture. That should be the best. Okay, and go to the color, remove the color. Perfect. So we're going to reselect again for us to be able to see. Okay, so after we were able to do this, then the next thing I'm thinking we should do, put in the names. So let's say we have a TJ signature. Okay, just increase the size. And what kind of a font you can use here? It's very simple. Just use a leaks pattern. Okay, cool. Then let there be spacing between this right tab. Position it to the center. So after you're able to do that, consider the size of the logo when you are trying to know the size. Okay, then the next thing we have subtopic. So dealers on makeup. Then auto gilly nails. So we have auto gilly, we have nails. Okay, then the next thing we put let's say and lot more. So after that has been done, the next thing we need to do is we need to just position this under this, and how that could be, so we can reduce the size. Go into where you have the font and type Roboto font. Okay, when you have this should be okay. Then let there be space, creating a space. Okay, perfect. So go to the relative position and position to the center. You can have the color, just use this to have the color change. So we shall be looking at it and see how everything will go. So we, like for instance like this, we can come in there. Okay, still have a touch of something. So let's say to save that time, you can go to this place and have everything change. Okay, so delete that so that this can be obvious. So another thing we need to do here, we need to use a texture for this to make it okay. And how can we do that? Just shift this towards the end, or you make it like this, then you can now increase, and when they look at it they can tell whether they really. So you adjust it. Okay, but what about if we use it? Won't even work. Okay, so I'm thinking we should replace this. Okay, perfect. So let's add a stroke to this. When we add a stroke, we'll make it look okay. Perfect. Then after that, shift this one up a bit. We'll go in there, bring in all the contact resources. Take it for instance. Okay. It's making sense. So we're going to position this here. Okay. Then the next thing is to bring in the Facebook. Okay. So you can bring this one down a bit. So when you're able to do that, you can go back to gallery, bring in the Instagram icon, position it as well too. Okay, so the next thing we will need to do is we are going to copy. Then we have TJ Jams. Okay, so Jams. Okay, increase the size. Okay, this is cool. Then we need to change the color, so we're changing the color to white as usual. Change the color. Then the next thing we need to do is for you to copy this. So when you copy, so position this around here too. So this is cool, right? So reposition it well and reposition this well. Then you can now merge the two together and you move automatically. So move them automatically to the center. Okay, cool. So when you're able to do that, then the next thing we need to do is to put in the digits. So copy, then we'll have 080 57 15 0101. Okay, good. Okay, good. So now shift this one up a little bit. Okay, so after you're able to do that, but let's see, calm down or just be on this side. Okay, so we can centralize and put this one here. So when you do that, you automatically okay, good. And let there be space in between. Okay, this is perfect. Now mesh it together. Then position to the center. Okay, cool. Then the next thing to do is to shift. Okay, perfect.